Well, state lawmakers are considering a proposal to repurpose school buildings for affordable housing. This is a $5 million annual investment. It would task the state's Redevelopment Land Bank Authority with creating housing in vacant school buildings. There are about a dozen communities across Maine that have vacant schools. There is also opportunity in other municipalities.
A lot of them are in smaller towns that have had challenges just with trying to deal with the opportunity in the project. But we are also looking at many school districts today that are going through the process of deciding which schools they want to remain open and which ones might be closing. So we also are anticipating that more schools will join that list.
And the bill sponsor says this has worked in some communities, including Kennebunk, where a former school is now senior housing.